Good morning, fourth grade. Mr. Harrison here again with another lesson on close reading. Today we're going to be tackling another text and we're going to be focusing mainly on our author. So the questions that we will pick from the question set later on will deal with mainly with our author's purpose and our author's writing structure. So first we're going to start with our preview of the text. The title says, Don't Mess with Texas Women, 3 Women Who Changed Texas Forever. So I know that Texas is a real place, and that's going to be important going forward because it's going to help us determine what genre our text is going to be. I also see someone with their real name, and I see real dates. Real place, real people, real dates means that my genre is nonfiction. And if my genre is nonfiction, then my thinking jobs are topic and teach me. So first we have to identify what our topic is. And I believe our topic is Texas women. So let's jump in and read. Remember, we're going to stop and jot every time all the teachers us something new about our topic, Texas women. The story of Texas is filled with bold characters and rule breakers. Texans like to think of themselves as mavericks. This word mavericks is underlined. Because mavericks is underlined, we know that there'll probably be a question about it or that it's an important word. So let's go ahead and use our context to define it. The story of Texas is filled with bold characters and rule breakers. Bold characters and rule breakers. That sounds a lot like a leader to me. Texans like to think of themselves as leaders. So I'm going to write leaders right above barracks. The Lone Star State has a history of remarkable leaders and exceptional citizens. 3 of these proud, strong, and outspoken women are featured in the paragraphs below. Miriam A. Ferguson. In 1924, Miriam Ferguson became the first female governor of Texas. Ma got her name because of her initials and because she was known as a devoted wife and mother. So here, I'm going to stop and jot Ma first female governor. Though it was very rare for women to be elected officials at the time, Miriam took an interesting route to the position. Her husband, James Pa Ferguson, had been governor from 1915 to 1917. However, he was impeached and removed from office. Impeached is another word that's underlined. Because it's underlined, we know that's an important word. So if he was removed from office and he was governor, it sounds like he was forced out. Because James could not hold political office after being impeached, his wife decided to run for governor herself. Ma Ferguson told voters that since she would listen to her husband's advice, they would be getting 2 governors at the price of 1. Despite the odds, Ma Ferguson won in 1924. As governor of Texas, she became famous for opposing the Ku Klux Klan and voting against new liquor laws. In 1937, Ferguson won her second term as governor. This time, she worked to control spending by the state. Though Ferguson ran again in 1940, she lost the election and the Fergusons finally retired from political life. Margaret Ferguson died in 1960 at the age of 86. So here we can stop and jot that she fought the KKK. And won twice for governor. Barbara Jordan. Barbara Jordan was born the daughter of a minister. Barbara grew up in a poor African American neighborhood of Houston, Texas. Her gift for public speaking was developed at an early age, and she was already winning debate and speech awards in high school. Barbara earned a law degree and began work as a lawyer in Houston. She worked to help elect Presidents Lyndon B. Johnson and John F. Kennedy. She ran in the Texas Senate in 1962, but she was not elected. She ran again in 1966 and won a seat in Texas Senate. Here, we can write that Barbara Jordan. Let's see, where should I write this here? Won a seat in Texas Senate. Barbara was a leader even among Texas leaders. She became president pro tempore of the Texas Senate. President pro tempore of the Texas Senate. And she was later elected to serve as a representative of the U.S. House of Representatives. In Washington, D.C., Barbara worked to help senior citizens, children, and teachers, and the homeless. She also defended the environment. She received many awards, including a place in the National Women's Hall of Fame and a Presidential Medal of Freedom. Barbara died in 1996. So here we can write that Barbara led initiatives to help everyone in D.C. Ann Richards was born in McClellan County, Texas in 1933. She grew up in Waco, and she earned her teaching degree from the University of Texas. She taught high school social studies and quickly decided that she was interested in helping other women become leaders in Texas. Ann was very active in trying to pass the Equal Rights Amendment to the Constitution that would have granted women's equality. In 1982, she became the Treasurer of State. She was very popular, and she was reelected to the same office in 1986. She became even more popular and won election to become the 45th governor of Texas in 1990. Excuse me. She became even more popular and won election to become the 45th governor of Texas in 1990. Here we can write, get my pen out. Here we can write that Ann helped has equal rights. As governor of Texas, Ann Richards worked to reform the prison system. She passed a state lottery to help fund education, and she worked to improve the state economy. She fought to improve funding for poor schools. Ann Richards died in 2006. Ann helped reform education. Ma Ferguson, Barbara Jordan, and Ann Richards all worked to make Texas a better state. Their leadership and hard work continue to inspire young men and women to this day. So now that we finished reading this text, we can scroll down and look at our questions. Our questions that we're going to focus on today are going to be questions 4, 5, and 8. I'll give you some time to look at those. Questions 4, 5, and 8. So the first question, the author wrote the selection most likely to. When we have questions like these, we have to automatically think of pie. No, not apple pie. No, not potato pie. Not sweet potato pie. But our persuasive, our informative, and to persuade, to inform, and to entertain. So our persuasive, our informative, and our entertaining. I could not figure out that last word for the life of me. Sorry. So the author wrote the selection most likely to. Is he trying to persuade us of something? Is he trying to inform us of something? Or is he trying to entertain us about something? Well, all throughout, we notice that the author's teaching us about something. Whenever we're being taught about something because our genre is nonfiction, the author is most likely trying to inform us. He teaches us that Ma was the first female governor, that she fought the KKK and won twice, that Barbara Johnson won a seat in Texas Senate, that Barbara led initiatives to help everyone in D.C., that Ann helped to pass equal rights, and that Ann helped reform education. All of those things are informing us about our female leaders, our female mavericks in Texas history. It's not just enough to have our answer. We have to make sure that our other answers are incorrect as well. Compare female governors with male governors of Texas. The author never makes any mention of any male governors. Encourage readers to vote for Texas women instead of men. Doesn't give us any reasons why we should vote. Definitely doesn't mention any men much more than Lyndon B. Johnson and JFK. Entertain readers with 3 short biographies. While these could have been entertaining, remember, we're choosing our best answer. And it's more about informing us than entertaining us. We don't have any jokes or any drama happening throughout the stories. Our next question, question number 5. The author organizes the article by A, presenting information in a question-answer format, B, ranking the importance of women discussed, C, listing important events in Texas history, D, presenting a short biography of 3 Texas women. So let's go back to our structure for our article. What do we notice? We notice that we have our title and we have 3 subheadings or 3 subtitles. Under each of those subheadings, we have short biographies of each of these women. So if we scroll down, let's look. Presenting information in a question and answer format, that would be more in the form of an interview. We don't have any questions or answers here in our article. Ranking the importance of the women discussed. Do we have any numbers next to them besides our paragraph numbers? No. So we're not ranking them at all. Listing important events in Texas history. While these women were all Texans, their work wasn't solely about what they did in Texas. So we can scratch that out as well. D, presenting a short biography of 3 Texas women. As I said, we had our subheadings that helped us understand that we were speaking about specific people during a specific time throughout the passage. Our last question. Which of the following statements represent the author's opinion about Barbara Jordan? F. Barbara received many awards, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom. B. Barbara was the daughter of a minister. H. Barbara was a gifted speaker. J. Barbara did not like being a lawyer. So here we're going to have to reach into another one of our hats to pull in something that we know, something that we've learned as well. This is fact and opinion. So we have to weigh out what is a fact versus what is opinion. Facts are things that we know are true because we have evidence to support it. Opinions are things that can vary from person to person because while there may be evidence, it is not concrete enough for us to say that this is a fact. Which of the following statements represents author's opinions about Barbara Jordan? F. Barbara received many awards, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom. We can look that up. There's evidence to support that. So, F is a fact. We don't need that. Barbara was the daughter of a minister. That is also something we can look up. As also something that can be supported by evidence. So, we scratch that out. Barbara was a gifted speaker. Whether or not somebody's a gifted speaker is an opinion. Some people like the way that I teach. Some people don't like the way that I teach. Some people say I'm a great teacher. Some people might not believe that. Some people might believe Texas is the best state in the world. Other people might not believe that. Her being a gifted speaker is something that is an opinion. So we'll put a question mark next to it because we're not 100% sure because we have not looked through all our answer choices yet. Barbara Jordan did not like being a lawyer. If we go back to our text, we can scroll up and we don't see anything saying that Barbara Jordan did not like being a lawyer. She earned a law degree and began working as a lawyer in Houston. But there isn't anything that says that she didn't enjoy being a lawyer. So we can scratch that out because that's not a fact, nor is it an opinion. So we can circle H for our final answer. Those are our 3 questions about author's purpose. I'm going to leave the screen here if you guys want to jump in and look at any of the other questions. But our work on Study Island today will be logged in as author's purpose, author's craft. And that's why I want to give you guys support around those 3 questions today. If you have any questions, you can contact me through Dojo. Let me know. This is Mr. Harris again. Stay safe, y'all. Remember to wash your hands and take care of yourselves. Have a great day.